Well, now we're building to the climax, because next event, the final event of this second day of the IF World Championships in Daegu, is the final of the men's 100 meters. We've been building towards it. We had the first round action yesterday. We've had the semi-finals today. And then we're coming now to the conclusion of what is regarded by many as the blue ribboned event in athletics. Everyone has their favorite event. This is the shortest one, sub 10 seconds. And we've got 7 of the 8 men here who have run the 100 meters in sub 10 seconds. The athletes are out in the stadium, just warming up for their event. The world record, 9.58 by the one and only Usain Bolt. Ran that time, of course, to win the world title in Berlin, 16th of August, 2009. And here he is, taking his place in the final in lane 4, just over 2 years later. Usain Bolt, always enjoying himself before a major event. That's his way of warming up. There are the Jamaican supporters, the fellow members of his team. He's got his young compatriot, Johan Blake, running in lane 5, right next to him, on his right-hand side. And Nesta Carter making it a trio of Jamaican in the middle lanes of this event. Nesta Carter will go in lane 6 rather. There is the lineup for the final of the 100 meters. In lane 1, we have the young Frenchman, Jimmy Vico, then Daniel Bailey of Antigua, Kim Collins of St. Kitts Nevis, Walter Dix of the USA, then the Jamaican trio, Usain Bolt, Johan Blake and Nesta Carter, and finally the second Frenchman in the lineup, Christophe Lemaitre. So a very strong Caribbean flavour, no less than 5 men from the Caribbean islands, 2 from France and just 1 from the USA, who in 8 previous World Championships have taken 8 gold medals. So the dominant power in sprinting was the USA, and I think we can say now that the mantle has, for the moment at least, shifted to Jamaica. And they have an immensely strong trio here, even in the absence of Asafa Powell, who has run the fastest time in the world this year. We have Johan Blake and Nesta Carter supporting the great man Usain Bolt. So from the inside we have Jimmy Vico, 19, the youngest in the field, personal best of 10:07, and he ran 10:10 in his semi-final to make this final. Outstanding young talent. In lane 2 we have Daniel Bailey of Antigua, 4th in Berlin 2 years ago, a training companion to Usain Bolt. 9:97 this year, one of the 7 men to have run under 10 seconds who line up in this race. In lane 3, it's the old maestro. They become veterans at 35. He is 35. He's competing in his 9th World Championship, the winner in 2003, the bronze medalist at 2:05, and back in sensational form to make this final in great style, Kim Collins. Then we have Walter Dix of the USA, the American champion at 100 meters and at 200 meters, double Olympic bronze medalist, but well beaten in his semi-final. And here is the great man, just listen to the roar when he's introduced to the crowd, the great Usain Bolt. 3 Olympic titles, 3 world records, 3 world titles, 2 world records in Berlin. The fastest sprinter we have ever seen, 9.58 his world record. Next to him, the 21-year-old Johan Blake, an immensely impressive semi-final winner in 9.95 into a headwind, the up-and-coming young man in Jamaican athletics. And the trio of Jamaican athletics is completed in lane 6 by Nesta Carter. He's run 9:78. And a formidable trio it is. He was one of the Jamaican team who won the relay gold medal in Beijing. Then, in lane 8, the outstanding young talent, the outstanding European champion, it's Christophe Lemaitre of France who's taken the French record down to 9.92. What a lineup it is in the 100 meters final. The 3 Jamaicans, Bolt, Blake and Carter, in lanes 5, 6 and 7. Usain Bolt preparing in his inimitable fashion for the final, the race that's been so keenly anticipated. The announcer calling the whole crowd here to be quiet, and Bolt takes to his mark. Less than 10 seconds away from history, or can any of this field cause a major upset and beat him? Christophe Lemaitre finishes so fast in his races, one of 2 Frenchmen. They're on the inside and outside lanes. 5 from the Caribbean, 2 from France, 1 from the USA. It's Vico, Bailey, Collins, Dix, Bolt, Blake, Carter and Lemaitre. Oh no, oh no, the whole crowd will go.
Wow,
because that was Usain Bolt.
Massive, massive disappointment. And he knows it too. The vest came straight off.
The whole of the photographers who assembled at the finish ready to celebrate the moment have now run down to the beginning of the race. He's whisked his shirt off immediately. He knows what he's done. When it came to the big moment, he's looked so impressive in the preliminary rounds here, and it's just not going to be for Usain Bolt, because surely he was away well clear of the rest of the field.
Lost Tyson Gay to injury, and now have we lost Usain Bolt? The marksman has gone straight to his lane, lane number 5. That is one of the biggest shocks of all time in a sprint final. The 3 fastest men in history will not be taking part in this year's 100-meter World Championship final. No doubt about the culprit there. Dan Bailey went with him. That's the first time I've ever seen Usain Bolt false start.
I think he was trying for a magnificent performance, and we expect so much from him. That's what it is. He could have got an ordinary start and still won this race, but he wanted to produce something special, I think, and that's what caused it. What an absolute shame. I mean, this is going to make the headlines all over the world. Unfortunately for the one that actually wins it today, this is the man that's going to take the headlines.
And what's the betting, though? A Jamaican can still lift the title. It could be even a European.
Wow.
Well, I don't think Mandeville doubted that Usain Bolt was going to win this race after the form that he's shown in his first round heat and his semi-final, but he is not taken to the blocks, and they settle down for the second time.
Well, what a boost that must be now in a way for all these other athletes now know that they can actually grab the gold medal.
They do, and it's Vico, Bailey, Collins, Dix, Blake, Carter and Lemaitre on their blocks. They're away this time with no problem. A terrific start there by Kim Collins as well. Kim Collins is flying. Can he repeat his title? He's got Jamaican challenge though. It's not going to be. It's the man in lane 6. It is a Jamaican victory, and it is the young pretender, if you like, to that title, Johan Blake, who comes through to win the 100 meters. It's fast, it's 9.93, despite a very strong headwind of 1.4 meters per second. The great man wasn't there, but the young pretender took the title. But what a wonderful run by Kim Collins as well.
I was just about to say, Peter, there's going to be a huge amount of delight all over the athletics world that this guy has got a medal again.
Well, he's got the bronze. He's got the bronze. He almost had the silver until the line, until Walter Dix just shaded him on the line by 1/100th of a second. But Jamaica still have the gold in their pockets. Johan Blake, as we saw in that semi-final, what a talent this young man is. Heir apparent maybe, but having said that, he might have to wait a long time. 9.92, a season's best, to come out on top in the end.
Well, what a climax today, too, of these World Championships. The disqualification of the fastest man in history, but the champion is still Jamaican. But Walter Dix confirmed with a silver medal, 10.08, just 100th of a second faster than the veteran athlete Kim Collins, the former world champion.
Very big winning margin, 1.16. I think it's about the second biggest in World Championships final history. And 1.16 in sprinting terms, that's just over 1.5 meters, is a very decisive victory indeed.
It's not 1.16 though, is it? It's
0.16.
Yeah. I was going to say 1.16.
Yes.
Maybe if Usain Bolt had been running, it would have been.
Well, not quite even for him, but yeah.
Oh wow, what a strange feeling after that race, really, Paul. Disappointment really overshadowing, in a little sense, the victory of Johan Blake there. And I'm sure that we'll see perhaps the replay of that start more than we perhaps see the replay of the final race over and over again.
Well, this is the final race, and look at Kim Collins in the red go there now. But Blake in lane 6, and to a slightly lesser extent Walter Dix, but he's still behind Collins here. He comes past him, but Blake just goes away and away. But Nesta Carter, the other Jamaican, also tailed off at the back of the field, so not quite what the Jamaicans would have expected.
Let's not forget, of course, Usain Bolt will get a second bite of the cherry because he has the 200 meters to come, and I don't think he'll make the same mistake twice. But that is a lovely moment for Johan Blake. As you said, Steve, these guys now had the chance to grasp the medal and become world champions, and that's exactly what Johan Blake did.
Well, there is the confirmation of the 100 meters final. Johan Blake winning by a clear margin in 9.92 to take the gold for Jamaica. Walter Dix of the USA, the silver medal, and Kim Collins taking his third 100 meters medal. He goes back to 2003, and he ran 10.09 here. And the times are all pretty good because, remember, they ran into a headwind of 1.4 meters per second.